On our way to Florianopolis, we stopped at Curitiba, a modern city with probably the best urban design in South America. Its public transit has dedicated lanes in the middle of the highway, making it fast and punctual. 85% of the Curitibans use this system. No wonder it has been a source of inspiration for many countries throughout the Americas. Imagine no traffic on the I-5.
Inconceivable!
But we didn't go there to see its modern innovations. We went there to go on a historical train ride, the Serra Verde Express, arguably the most famous train in Brazil. It's not only scenic, but also an engineering masterpiece. From the map, you can see that it winds its way down the steep Serra do Mar mountains from Curitiba to Morretes. It was built so the cash crops in the high plains of Curitiba can be moved to the ports below and shipped to Portugal. The railroad was built in 5 years, starting in 1880. It stretches 110 kilometers, passes under 14 tunnels, and goes over 30 bridges. In some sections, the train looks like it's floating on the side of the steep mountain.
Don't look down!
More impressively, this railroad was designed by 3 black engineers before the end of slavery in Brazil in 1888. André Rebouças, Antonio Pereira Rebouças, Filho, and José Rebouças. Yes, they are brothers. In fact, André was an activist for the abolishment of slavery. So, this railroad was not built with slave labor, even though it would have been legal. We got to ride the train in the caboose. Lucky us! It has been an open area in the very back, so we can soak in all the scenery and the cold mountain air. It lasted 3 hours, but we couldn't get enough of the views, friendly people, and yummy snacks. In the town of Morretes, there is a whole museum dedicated to vintage steam engines. Auntie Chris, this trip is definitely recommended for you. After the train ride, we stopped at Antnio, a small town 20 minutes away, to eat a traditional local lunch. We ate rain balls, small and sweet, crab cakes, big and savory, and beef stew in a clay pot with farofa, or locally called barreado. It requires a special sequence to make it.
Just the beef without the soup. Pour it over. And then you mix. Mix for quite a bit, I think. That's probably like softens whatever the powder is.
Yep.
And then when that is all well mixed, then looks like this beef has been stewed for a long, long time. So I'm gonna guess it's really tender. Then you add another spoonful of the soup on top. And the little one there already had some, and he says,
And my brother approves. After lunch, we walked around and found an interesting store built into the oldest house in town. The store owner, Luis, showed us the process of making the famous banana candy with this complex machine. The candy is made with palm hearts, manioca roots, sugar cane, and of course, bananas. He also let us sample some delicious manioca cookies. On our way back to Curitiba, we stopped at a diorama museum about the history of Curitiba and its many economic booms. Warning, the dolls are really creepy. First, there is the gold rush, the biggest in the world so far. But when that ended, the cash crop became yerba mate, a leafy drink like green tea with lots of caffeine. But I'll talk more about that in my food reviews. This crop was so profitable, it was dubbed the green gold. After that, there is the logging of araucaria trees. The araucaria trees now are threatened because of the overlogging and overharvesting of their seeds, which I will cover in more videos. After logging was sugar, being ground into sugar by cattle. Even today, Brazil is the main producer of cane sugar, exporting 757 million tons in 2020. Somewhere in between the booms, the newly established Paraguayans wanted to control this very productive land and started a war against Argentina and Brazil. This led to many deaths, and in the end, Brazil and Argentina won. Then the coffee boom happened until the black frost ravaged it. It's a frost or mist so cold that it blackens vegetation. Brazil is still the main exporter of coffee today, producing more than 4 million kilos in 2020. Brazil's strong suit really is agriculture. That whole day was very informative and entertaining. So, I recommend this to all of you who love trains and candy, are not scared of heights, and have the hunger for the history of Brazil and food. Please consider subscribing and look out for new videos. Stay salty, and maybe you will catch the travel bugs.